whoops, the explicit formula right here, a to the n. Now this is the explicit formula right here, okay? Find the common difference, okay? So in this formula, tell me what d equals on number 15. 7, okay? So it says, find the common difference, find the first 5 terms, the 52nd term, and the recursive, okay? Now, the first 5 terms, now do you know what the first term is? 38, so A1 is going to be 38. The second term is going to be 38. Now see that n? That's going to be 2 minus 1, and so that's going to be 1 times 7. So the second term is going to be 45. Now, by the way, this is an arithmetic. We are going to add the same number every time. So if I start with 38, the next one is 45. Do you know what the one after that is? 52. What's the next one? And then we have to go with 5. So then it's going to be 66. There is the first 5 terms, okay? Now, see that? I need to find the 52nd term. A of 52 is going to be right in that formula. It's going to be 38 plus 51 times 7. How in the heck did I get 51 there?
52 minus 1.
52 minus 1. So 7 times 51 is 357, and you're going to add 38 to that. So we get 395. Okay, now the recursive formula. Okay, see in your formula right there, all you're going to have to do is write this out, except you're going to have to put plus the difference. So your recursive formula, I've run out of room, I'm going to stick it right by d equals 7. The recursive, an is equal a to the n minus 1 plus 7. That's all you have to have. Okay, look at number 16. Starting off, what would be the, now do you know what D is on 16? That's D. So the recursive, a to the n is going to be a to the n minus 1 plus negative 3 or minus 3. Either one is correct. Plus a negative 3. Okay? That's all you have to write. The recursive is given. Don't make a mistake on it. Okay? Now, do you know what the first term is here? Now, every time you're adding negative 3 to that. So then, what's the second term? You add another negative 3. So you keep adding negative 3. So there's the first 5 terms, okay? Then if I want to find the 52nd term, it's going to be negative 10 plus 51 times negative 3. Okay, 51 comes from 52 minus 1. Negative 3 times 51 is negative 153. And to that you add negative 10. So the answer is negative 163. That is the 52nd term. And remember, we did put the difference with negative 3. Okay, so you're going to have a problem, 2 or 3 problems like this on the test. You're going to have to answer all of these. Okay? All right, look at number 17. Same problem. except instead of giving you the formula, they give you the numbers. So it's sort of backwards, okay? Now, what's the common difference on number 17? Okay? All right, now let's go to the explicit formula, okay? The explicit formula, AN is going to be A1 plus, in parentheses, N minus 1 times D. Okay, so now I need to replace A1 and D. These two need to go out, okay? So your answer for the explicit, AN, okay, do we know what the first term is? And then you write N minus 1 times 100. Okay, the recursive formula. AN equals A to the N minus 1. Look on, you just add D. What's D? So you write plus 100. So that's what you need to have. Make sure you box those in. Okay? Now, I need to find 3 terms after 285. Okay? So the next 3 terms, what would be the term after 285?
385.
And then it's going to be 485 and 585, correct? Okay, and what is going to be the 52nd term? It's going to equal, now you use this formula right there, your explicit formula. It's going to be negative 15 plus 51 times 100. Okay, so that's 5,100 minus 15, so the answer is 5,085. Okay, what would be the difference on 18? Okay. All right, your explicit formula, explicit. AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 in parentheses times D. So then you are going to write A1 equals, the first term is 11, and then you write plus N minus 1 multiplied by negative 1. The recursive, okay, just replace the D in there with the negative N. So AN equals A to the N minus 1 plus a negative N. All right, see after negative 19, what would be the next term after negative 19? And then negative 39 and negative 49, right? There's a solution. And now I need to find the 52nd term. Which formula do I use? The explicit right there. So A of 52 is going to equal 11 plus 51 times negative 10. That's negative 510. And then you add to that positive 11. What does that add up to? Negative 499. All right. Since everything's so easy, we actually have something that challenges us just a little, okay? All right, now, we are given in number 19, I'm given the 15th and the 31st term, okay? Now, I need to come up with the explicit formula. Now, that's our big thing. The explicit AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times the difference, okay? Now, they tell me that A of 15 equals 451, okay? Now, see, this is N, and this is A to the N, up in here. This is A to the N, 451 equals A1 plus 14D. How did I get 14? Because N was 15. It says A of 15 is 451. So this becomes 451. And then I have A1 plus 14D. Now it says that the 31st term is 931. So 931 equals A1 plus 30D. We just had a couple of sections ago, we had two equations and two unknowns. I need to find A1 and D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to times this one by -1. So negative 451 equals negative A1 minus 14D. And add those together. So I get 0, 480 equals 16D. I divide by 16, and the difference equals 30. Okay, I need to find A1. So I put this up in either one of these. So let's put it in here. Okay. So 930 equals A1 plus 30 times 30, which is 900. Whoops, that's 931. So when you minus 900, 31 equals A1. Okay, now to finish this up, they just want this formula. So what I do is I replace A1 with 31, and I replace D with 30. Well, that's what we want. So see, when you ask, well, what am I ever going to use this for? Well, there it is. You finally found a way to use it. Let's try it again, okay? All right. Okay, now remember, our big thing here is that explicit formula, okay? So AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times D. So on number 20, they say A of 17 equals negative 81. So, and that's AN, so N is 17, and this is A to the N, which is right here. So you'd write negative 81 equals A1 plus 16D. Now, it's always going to be one less than what we have here, because it's N minus 1D. And then it says A of 32 equals negative 171. So negative 171 equals A1 plus 31D. Let's times this one by -1. So positive 81 equals negative A1 minus 16D. Now they're all gonna work out just about like this, okay? All right, so this is negative 90 is going to equal 15D. So when you divide by 15, D equals negative 6. So if I put that up in this first one here, negative 81 equals A1 plus 16 times negative 6. Now that's going to be negative 96. So when you add 96 to both sides, 15 is going to equal A1. And then you replace the formula up there. So your general formula, AN is going to be 15 plus N minus 1 times negative 6. Take one of those formula sheets too. So what do you think? We're going to have to do 2 of those on the test. Okay? All right, now here, evaluate, this is the partial sums, okay? And notice that, okay, so when it says evaluate, this is the summation problems, okay? And there's the formula then, I think, that would be N over 2, and then I have 2 times A1 plus N minus 1 times D, like that, okay? All right, now do I know what N's gonna equal here? How many are we adding up? 20, so N is going to be 20, and that's going to go right there. Do I know what the first term is? There's your formula, 9m minus 12. So when I put 1 in for m, so when m equals 1, I get 9 minus 12. What is that? There is a 1. Okay, now see, this n is also 20, and that m is 20. Now I know that A1 is negative 3. I do not know the difference. What happens if I find the second term, A2? What do I put in for m?
18.
2. So 9 times 2, that's 18 minus 12, that's 6. Just to make sure, if I put the third term in, 9 times 3, that's going to be 27 minus 12, and that's going to be 15. What's the difference between these? It's 9, isn't it? What's the common difference there? 9. So my sum of 20 terms is going to be 20 over 2. 2 times, now A1 is negative 3, plus, now that's 20 minus 1, or 19 times 9. So I have a 10 on the outside. You have negative 6 plus 9 times 19 is 171. So this is 10 times 165. So the answer is 1650. This is where everyone gets tripped up on this test, is this summation, okay? So we need to be careful. Okay, look at 22. Okay. Now, we want to go, the formula is S sub n equals n over 2. 2 times A1 plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, now we know that n is 14, right? N equals 14. And it's going in there and there, okay? You do not know the first term. A1 is going to be 6 times 1 plus 3, which is 9. So now, we know now that 9 is going to go in there, and this is 14, and this is 14. Okay, what is it that I don't know? The D. So I need to find the second term. 6 times 2 plus 3, and that's going to be 15. What's the difference between 9 and 15? And that's going to be D right there. So the sum of 14 terms right here is going to be 14 over 2. You could just write 7. 2 times 6 plus 13.
9.
2 times 9.
Thank you. 13 times, and the difference was 6, right? So you have 7 in front of the parentheses, and you have 2 times 9, 18 plus 6 times 13. So you have 7 times 96. $672. Okay, summation formula. Okay, now here's a different way that they did the summation. Instead of you writing this out, they wrote 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60, and you're gonna add up when n equals 9. Now that's when it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you could write clear out to 9 and then do this. But let's still do the same formula. S sub n is going to be n over 2, 2 times A1 plus n minus 1 times the difference, okay? All right, see that right there, 30? That's the first term. See the n equals 9, that's gonna go there and there. Do we know what the difference is? 30 to 40 to 50, so D equals 10 right there, okay? So my sum of 9 terms would be 9 over 2, 2 times 30, plus 8 times 10. So I have 9 over 2, and you have 60 plus 80. So So you have 9/2 times 140. I divide 2 into 140, which gives you 70. So 9 times 70 is 630. Let's have all of you do 24, okay? So what do you think? 24?
Yeah.
All right, let's just